Burning in subtitles. I hate it when Criterion does this.
Burning in subtitles.
The act of permanently adding subtitles into a video that cannot be altered or removed.
1. It's terrible for accessibility. How can captions be bad for accessibility? I hear you wordlessly project toward your computer screen. I've been catching up on a lot of great non-English old film history recently, and it tends to be that most films from before 1962.5 or whatever are in black and white. And when the subtitles are also black and white on top of black and white footage, they tend to be hard to read. You might be thinking, I can read that totally fine, get over it. And you know what? That's great for you, Steven. But as a person of average eyesight, I can't imagine how much of a chore it is for folks who have trouble seeing certain colors, or problems with contrast, or text that's too small when you can't change the font size. This issue is exacerbated when you imagine having to watch a whole 3-hour magnum opus like this, constantly having to overfocus on the subtitles, darting your eyes back and forth just so you can understand what is happening. It breaks my heart knowing that there are people who have to resort to watching dubbed versions of films.
Oh my God. Father!
Which have their own litany of issues, one being that they might not even be available in their native language, or even worse, they have to avoid watching foreign language films altogether. I personally found that HBO and Hulu are the best at this. You can change text size, font, background, position, so you can make masterpieces like these. This is truly the intended viewing experience. AmazonPrimeVideo.com has much more limited options, like, what the f is this, Amazon? You have infinite money and this is one of the 4 options? The point is you can make the subtitles look any way you want for your maximum viewing comfort. I personally love a nice bold sans serif in a warm yellow over black and white footage. Comment down below your favorite subtitle colors. 2, yes, we're still doing a numbered list. 2, they look like shit. This may be harder to see through YouTube's compression, but look here. Yeah, the burned in Criterion subtitles look like shit. Since they're burned in, they're part of the video file. So if you have a bad connection, or if your screen isn't high enough resolution, you're stuck with having mushy subtitles. On other streaming platforms, the subtitles are an overlaid element separate from the video file, usually in something called an SRT file, which isn't beholden to pixels, as digital online text is vector-based. So when you're making your masterpiece subtitles on Max HBO, I mean HP Max O, you can scale the text up as much as you want, and they'll still be crystal clear. It's like increasing the font size of text in a document versus taking a screenshot of a text document and zooming into the picture. Criterion is zooming into the picture, and it looks like shit. Did I say that yet? Also, since the text is embedded into the video file, precious bitrate is being taken up on the already mushy text versus, the actual film. 3, what if you need to change the language or use different subtitles? I'm privileged enough to have English as my first language, and Criterion is an American-based company, so all the subtitles they permanently have burned in are at least in the language I speak. However, Criterion does not release subtitles in other languages, at least on their streaming website, so I can imagine there have been a lot of people that have had to do one of these. Good Lord, can you imagine having to watch an entire movie like this? Also, I haven't run into this situation with Criterion specifically, but I have watched versions of films where the subtitles are just absolutely horrendous. Bad translations, the timing is off, for some reason it's in all caps, good God, why? It makes it look like everybody is yelling. Did you put your name in the fire, Dumbledore? I digress. There have been situations, cough cough, whoever translated this Johnny Toe film, in which the translation was so horrible that I had to acquire a different version of the movie, then had to download better subtitles, thank you good people of Subscene, you people are heroes, and watch it through something like VLC Player, which has the most advanced subtitle customization. All of that just so I could understand what the f was going on. I know this issue isn't limited just to Criterion, but it really pains to see a service that prides itself on providing the highest quality version, and sometimes the only version, of so many classic hard-to-find foreign language films, only to fumble the bag right in the 9th inning. I don't watch baseball. It's also frustrating because they're ironically the worst culprit. I have literally not found a foreign language release where they haven't done this. And if they're charging this much for releases and this much for their streaming, and then sometimes the Criterion versions are the only versions on other streaming services, god damn it, AmazonPrimeVideo.com. And this is coming from someone in the film industry, sometimes I don't feel so bad sailing the high seas. It just makes me sad knowing that there are a lot of people barred from experiencing a whole world of amazing cinema, all because they have shit subtitles. Hey, thank you all so much for watching to the end of the video. This is the first time I've ever done like kind of a ramble, essay, commentary kind of style video like this, at least in a while. I wrote this really fast in like one writing session because it's the 2 things I'm very passionate about, movies and text formatting. This video is brought to you guys by my Patreon. If you want to watch next week's video right now, it's just $1 a month, and there's other tiers, but the starting tier is $1 a month. You get access to a bunch of BTS content, bonus stuff, bloopers, etc., extended cuts, and the next video 1 week early. Yeah, it's linked, patreon.com/Andrew Chi Nguyen. I'm not allowed to put links yet at the end of this video, so it's probably in the description or in the pinned comment. Can't wait to edit this. Wow, look at all those patrons. This is a joke. I don't have any patrons as the time recording this. Maybe I'll have some there. Wow, look at that. That's almost 2.